Matron, yes. I gather we had no sound, you see.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're looking at moments the Red Dwarf cast and crew couldn't keep it together.
This is all for the outtakes take.
Number 10. Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Oh, come on, Frankie.
They say never to work with children or animals, and while Red Dwarf rarely had kids in its episode, it did often bring out the latter.
Frankenstein. Oh, come on, Frankenstein.
In this scene from the very first episode, which has to lay a lot of groundwork for the show's sci-fi premise, we're introduced to Frankenstein, Lister's pregnant cat. Unfortunately, the cat just didn't want to do what it was told, and kept running away every time Craig Charles opened the cage.
Oh, come on, Frankenstein.
The cat still does this in the take that eventually made it into the episode, but he managed to pick it up and show it the milk saucer and complete the scene. Frankenstein's descendants would only become more unruly as time went on.
Oh, you're getting really big now, you know. I hope it's not twins. You've already got all my milk ration.
Number 9. The chicken. More animals. Other than the chicken itself, no cast members were on set when this was filmed. But that didn't stop the faff over the chicken from ruining the crew and their patience, because it turns out that it's even harder to get a chicken to do what you want than a cat.
Yeah, she knows it's a long way down, isn't it?
Though they're all clearly more exasperated than anything, that doesn't make it less funny to watch them struggle, as they try and work out how to prod the chicken to get it to walk without their hands being visible on camera.
Really, because I don't go any further forward.
Brilliant.
They try everything, pushing it, blowing on it, even trying to make it move with fishing line as a last resort.
Now, you can see my hand there. But if I went...
Number 8. Gosh.
Gosh, the speed at which Rimmer's brain moves is incredible. It makes my ram cache...
While trying to shoot scenes for the Rimmer experience in Series 7, Robert Llewellyn just couldn't get his lines out. To be fair, the line he had to deliver was a bunch of technobabble, and he was made to dress up in a maid outfit as well, so we can't imagine it was the simplest scene. But he kept getting it wrong, playing his mistake off by stumbling away.
Gosh, the speed at which...
And then, the contagion spread. Danny John-Jules also broke character before Llewellyn even got into the scene, hearing him coming. Only Craig Charles managed to keep it together, and the laughing you hear is coming from the crew, since this series had no studio audience. Number 7. Chris Barrie's impressions.
Kenneth Williams does the Dirty Dozen.
Oh, yes, now.
He's not often called on to do voices or impersonations during Red Dwarf, but he's actually a seasoned comedian who began his time in the limelight doing impressions of sports people.
My name is General Patton, yes.
So it's not surprising that he breaks out these talents between takes when the scenes are being reset, to keep the studio audience amused. At one point, he breaks out a solid Kenneth Williams, but what comedian doesn't have a dialed-in Kenneth Williams impression, and also parodies various sports commentators, much to the audience's amusement.
Here we are at Wembley. An extraordinary outfit.
It's no wonder why Barry was eventually given his own sitcom over on BBC One.
And with me is Lester Piggott. Lester, you go to the world of TV, is that right? Right now.
Number 6. Conserve your energy. It was Danny John-Jules who kept flubbing his lines this time, advising the other characters over and over again to conserve their energy.
Look, just conserve your energy. Stan and Ollie will be back soon with the supplies. Meanwhile, let's just get some...
He gets the line wrong repeatedly, apparently just as frustrated as the cat is during this episode, as they've been waiting days for Crichton to return with relief supplies from the cargo hold.
Look, just conserve your energy. One more time.
But maybe this is all very fitting. since the episode's climax ends with them forgetting what's happened over the last few days because of a nearby white hole. Danny was simply forgetting his lines early, but perhaps he should have conserved his own energy and got them right on the first go.
Look, just conserve your energy. Stand and I'll be back.
Number 5. Mr. Guitar.
Well, at least Mr. Lister's guitar survived intact. Not even Mr. Lister's guitar survived intact.
While going over their possessions to find out what's been lost or damaged, Crichton is relieved to find that Lister's guitar, which frequently disappears and reappears throughout the show, remains unharmed. That is, until Kat smashes it and replaces it with a clearly completely different prop. The first prop is black, while the second, broken one, is sunburst.
At least Mr. Guitar... Mr. Guitar. Oh, Mr. Guitar.
That's not the moment we're talking about, though. The moment is an alternate take, where Robert Llewellyn says Mr. Guitar instead of Mr. Lister, prompting an improvised song with him and Danny, and then ad-libbing for the audience's benefit as the scene gets reset.
You see, for me, everything's Mr. Mr. Flat. Mr. Cat. Mr. Microphone. Mr. Rather Sad Knob.
Number 4. Playing the field.
She thought I was great, and she was great. What? No, that's wrong.
While he's usually one of the better cast members at remembering his lines and staying professional, poor Chris Barrie just couldn't get a good take here. While lamenting the end of a relationship, he keeps muddling up his pronouns, unable to remember what she thought versus what Rimmer thought from moment to moment.
I told her I wanted to play the field. I must have been mad. Sorry,
After getting it wrong over and over, when he bungles it for the dozenth time in a row, he switches to an Italian accent and walks off. He completely broke character, and it seems miraculous that the scene was ever completed.
She was great, and I thought she was great.
Maybe he's just as bad at memorising this line as Rimmer was at his engineering exam.
She thought I was great, and... Oh, no, this is ridiculous.
Number 3. Jousting.
Yeah, we're at speed. Lance down. Clear out the way, Nige.
While in VR, Lister's supposed to defeat a video game knight in a jousting competition after using a cheat code to turn his horse into a donkey. Unfortunately, while shooting this scene, the crew found it extremely hard to get the donkey to do what they wanted.
And action!
It looks like maybe the knight in shining armour was too heavy, and he kept falling off, probably not helped by the fact that he was tall enough that his feet touched the ground.
Action!
Pull him this way.
The donkey either went off in the wrong direction, bucked him, or didn't move at all. You can hear the crew struggling not to laugh as they reset the scene over and over again.
Action!
Number 2. It's not aliens.
Another ship? Brilliant!
So it's not aliens, then?
No, they're from Earth. Hope they got some spare odds and sods on board. We're a bit short on a few supplies.
Like what?
A worse show would probably pre-record all of Holly's bits, but not so with Red Dwarf. Norman Lovett and later Hattie Hayridge are actually on those screens live elsewhere in the studio, enabling them to have just as many bloopers as the actors who were physically present. In this early scene, Lovett can't get this one line down, repeatedly forgetting and leaving Chris Barrie to redo his own lines over and over again.
So it's not aliens, then?
No, they're from Earth. Hope they got some spare odds and sods on board. We're a bit fewer.
Perhaps Chris mixing up the tone of the delivery made things more confusing. Or perhaps it was just this one line. We are not sure how they eventually resolved things, but it can't have been that tricky to give Lovett cue cards or a prompter.
So it's not aliens, then?
No, they're from Earth.
Number 1. Landing the car.
Cabin crew prepare for landing. Oh, is there no check there? Yes. Yeah, there is. Yeah, but you didn't do it.
I'm sorry.
It's all of us, isn't it?
This memorable moment happened while filming car bug sequences for Back to Earth, with the gang unaware that driving a car is traditionally a solo job and doesn't require 4 people.
Security checks commencing. All personnel in position.
Check.
Oh, bollocks. One more.
Danny John-Jules can't remember his lines, or what they're even meant to be doing in the scene, which leads to him getting it wrong countless times, while the others become increasingly exasperated.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
Check.
Eventually, Craig Charles blames the heat inside the car for the fact they all keep flubbing their lines, and we can imagine that after long shoot blocks, it was getting toasty in there. Though everyone's getting frustrated, Craig assures him that they'll just come back and do pickups for the scene later.
Disembark in your own time, gentlemen.
Let us know in the comments which cast-breaking moments and bloopers we missed.
Sorry.